welcome, my friends, to Mafia in the Mornings. This is 𝗕𝗘𝗢𝗢𝗢𝗢 Mafia here. This is episode 32, my friends. And, wow, man, it's still early, but we got a lot to talk about. We have a lot to talk about today. As you guys see in the thumbnail, I got a few things in the thumbnail and maybe a couple other things that we may talk about this morning. So I hope everybody's having a good holiday. For those of you who are lucky enough to have the day off, it is President's Day here in the U.S. So kudos for people who've got the extended weekend, vacation there. So anyway, guys, let's say what's up, man. Who's all around, man? We got Hoth's Hometown Heroes in the house. What is good, my bro? Thank you for coming through this morning. Some guy, what's up, my friend? Blurred Dad Life as well. Let's go. Shang Chi is coming. Excuse me, home. Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah. It doesn't seem like that long ago that they were announced, and yet here we are. Slugger16, good morning, fellow Mafia fam. Good morning to you. Good morning, my neighbors. King Dingling, what's up? Hell yeah, great way to start off the work week. Louis Labitz as well in the house, man. Finally catching the early stream live. Hell yeah, dude. Yep, it is early today. 16 Shape, what's up, man? How you doing, bro? It's like, man. The 𝗦𝗢𝗠𝗘 sculpt is nice, though. Absolutely is. Absolutely is. Peyton, my man, how you doing this morning as well? CT603, my dude. What is good in the house? AJ as well. S Beam. Just want to say hello to everybody here. It's early. We're solo. Larry Walker also in the house. Good morning, my friend. Mugwump, what is good, man? Hope all are well, man. I hope so. Things are good here on my end. I hope everybody's having a good time themselves. No, not the Mandos. The great Mando Purge of 2023, man. Yeah. You know, guys, I've been thinking about it for months, and then I decided, you know what? It's done. I'm out. Let's go. You know what I'm saying? And that's just no half measures, man. I just made the decision, and I'm going to break it down today, maybe a little bit later. But yeah, I'm just done. I'm done with them. I'm more focused on my 80s and 90s and, you know, all my OT, and I cannot wait for Return of the Jedi stuff. So we have an embarrassment of riches. Embarrassment. Man, it's too early, bro. But I understand what you're saying, man. It's badass. Working some rigatoni in the kitchen, my man. Hell yeah, dude. Mike Favela also in the house. What is good, my dude? Yeah, bro, I'm coming over. I'm coming over for dinner. Hell yeah, dude. Theodore, my friend. Good morning. Greetings from Greece. Thank you for coming through, my friend. It's always a pleasure to see you. Bob Dylan also in the house. I guess it's okay. Daredevil doesn't come with rolling eyes. Yeah, interesting, right? You know, we've been having that a lot as the norm lately. So people have the day off. I know, right? Yeah, I know some do, some don't. It is what it is. DTR, man, what is good, my man? Thank you all for coming through. If anybody I miss, my apologies. It's still a bit early. Still having my coffee. It's a holiday today. Just another Monday for me. Mario, my brother. I hope you're doing well, man. Shout out to Mafia Motors. Yes, this video is not sponsored by them in any ways, but it could be me. It's not, but I thought that was pretty funny, dude. Chuck G in the house, man. Good afternoon. Daredevil looks good. He does. Jerry, my friend. 8-Bit Flea as well. Mike Favela, man. Anybody I missed, my apologies. We got SJC360. Was Daredevil MMS 700? No, because this is going to be a TMS, right? For television. So, no, but I don't know the actual number yet as well. We got Darth Rez in the house, Tyria as well. Everybody coming through, thank you so much. Jazzinc just released a video of the Batwing unboxing. Yeah, that's pretty interesting. That is pretty interesting. You have removed your collection. You are Mandalorian no more. You know, it's all good though, man. It's all good. You know, I love Star Wars, but I love my OT, and I have my OT, so it's all I really need. Then maybe I'll cherry pick here and there. I don't know. But hey, you know what? We got a lot to talk about, not a lot of time, so let's get right into this. We've got a Shang Chi. We've got one right here. You know, like I said earlier, you know, right at the beginning of the stream, I thought it was kind of funny because it didn't seem like that long ago. I know it kind of was, but time, man, time changes. You know, it's like you think about it, and I remember us talking about this when it was announced, and it didn't seem like that long ago, right? Yet it is. But here it is, dude. Here it is. So I know some people in the chat are like super happy, and this isn't so much for me, but we're not here to talk about my opinion. We're here to talk about your guys' opinion. What do you guys think about all of this? I think the sculpt's very good. Just as you know, I said a year and a half or so ago. A little too action figure for me. But as Bob's pointing out here, you know, maybe a body swap, something like that could definitely benefit from, right? Absolutely, Chug, man. Time flies, dude. Sucks. It goes faster the older we get too. So, excuse me, but I will say it does look very good. It looks very good. I know we have 4 more figures coming as well. You know, off the upcoming release that we haven't quite got to yet, which we may talk about that in a little bit. But I don't know. He does look pretty cool though. For anybody who's into it and collecting the MCU, man, it doesn't look like the suit's very restrictive either, right? So pretty cool. I don't know what you guys think about these fire effects. I've always been, what the hell is this on my fucking dial up? Anyway, it always what's the word I'm looking for? All the like the fire effects, all that kind of stuff. I seldom, I rarely use those in my collection, but that might just be me, right? I feel like a lot of those kind of take away from the realism that I'm trying to you know, convey in my display, my collection, right? Kind of cool, but just kind of to me it's almost toyish, right? But I could be alone on that. I just don't use a lot of the effects. Yeah, I don't know what the hell's going on with the computer. Yeah, man, you've got mail. I don't know what is going on, man. My internet's being a little weird. Is the stream lagging or what? Let me know. Maybe it's just Facebook or some shit, right? I don't know. I will bring this up though, because Sideshow did drop as always, you know, their first look. We could probably run it. I don't know if there's some lag or not. Okay, it looks like it's lagging a little on my end, so hopefully not. But we just let it play. We don't have to listen to them. But you know, I haven't looked at this yet either. So take a quick pause. So he does come with yeah, he comes with 10. Yeah, he comes with a decent amount of stuff, right? There's a decent amount of stuff here. Yeah, I'm not feeling it, but I know other people are, so we'll look into this, man. Yeah, they could be a little bit better. I agree with that. But I mean, obviously it doesn't look, you know, I feel like he's going to be pretty posable, you know, just the way the body's designed. Suit doesn't look restrictive either. It has that kind of Spider-Man 2090. Well, I don't know. I'd have to have it like in hand or something, right? But it kind of reminds me like the 2099. That plasticky material. Does that make sense? If you guys know what I'm talking about, I'm sure other figures have it too. But I'm appreciating the shoulders there. They look bendable and soft. So I wasn't sure if like the whole top shoulder area was going to be a little too hard. It doesn't look that way though. I feel like you're going to be able to get some good poses out of this, man. Definitely do. Yeah, lots of accessories for the price. Yeah, because Shang Chi and 𝗦𝗢𝗠𝗘 are pretty cheap, right? Didn't they come out for $250 if I recall? Bro, is my stuff lagging over here, man? I apologize. Like my computer's feeling weird. Is it just me or is the sculpt way softer than the prototype? I don't know. I have to go look back at those. So Rudy's 16 World says, yeah, really happy to pick this guy up. I do think the sculpt did get a little softer. It's possible. You guys got to understand that, like, at the same time, you know, when you're going in through prototype, that's totally different than production, right? Because prototypes really are being taken care of by like an artist, and then can a company match that in production, right? Because in production, you know, it's all different. It's, you know, it's down an assembly line, you know. Now if those workers can still do a good job, it would be close, right? It's always a testament to production if they can nail the prototype. Doesn't always happen, but it's pretty close, right? It's pretty close. So that's just kind of the game that those are the risks involved in the games that we play, right? We should understand and respect that going in, that we may we're seeing upon initial announcement, initial solicitation. Things change. As long as they don't change too drastic, I think it's cool, man. Absolutely think it looks great. It looks like them, or it looks like him, like dead ass, bro. It's like very good looking. So I'm pretty surprised. Articulation seems fine. I'm trying to kind of like browse through it here, but he should be completely jointed up. Am I lagging, guys? Let me know, dude, because like my computer's like stopping, at least on my end, and I don't know if there's like a smooth, if everything's just absolutely smooth here. So just let me know if you guys are seeing any kind of stuttering, or if it's just something on my end that's goofing up. So, but yeah, he does look pretty good. I am lagging. Okay, so it's not just shit. All right, I don't know what's going on, man. I don't know what's going on. Hopefully it smooths out. Hey, DeLorean in the house. What is good, my man? He says, actually, it's a testament to the artist to create the prototype in a way that production can mimic. That's also very true. You know, so it's interesting to see like how well they can do it. All right, so I am lagging a little bit. All right, I don't know why. I don't know why. It's probably this second computer. This streaming computer is not as strong as my main computer, so it's probably messing up here. So maybe if I close like these down. Yeah, see, look, I mean, these. This looks great, man. I need to see martial arts posing. Isn't that the point of this character? Yeah, I don't know how much they'll, you know, they don't do a lot of poses over there, right? Just for the unboxing, but it still looks pretty good. I mean, they did a few poses here in the video. He looks great. Like, this kind of sucks with the joints, but there's nothing, you know, other than like what Bob was saying, if you body swap. You know, as far as I know, he has no visible, you know, he doesn't have tattoos or anything. So if you did do a body swap, I think it'd be great. Yeah, he looks badass. So yeah. See, now that doesn't look too bad. But I think at a distance, right? Because when you're really close to the figure and then you see all the toy effects, yeah. That's when I don't like it. But like looking at it here from like that's pretty dope, man. I like how Hot Toys created the rings to kind of simulate them being like, you know, independent, right? Yes, they're attached to the fire, but like it doesn't so much look like that, right? You know, they did a good job at creating these to be able to go ahead and put this out and make it look like they're floating around, like there's some magical shit involved, which I dig. I do dig it. It's just I'm probably not getting it, but still pretty damn cool. Still pretty cool. There's a lot though, man. There's a lot to talk about today. There's a lot to talk about. And, you know, of course, we'll probably discuss this definitely Saturday night, but kind of want to go through some of these things because we got a lot to discuss. And, you know, we got a Daredevil. You know, we got that tease, and then here he is. So, yeah, dude, that flying kick pose, I agree. That's badass. It is badass. I am pleasantly surprised at this Daredevil. I was not expecting a head sculpt. So that was a welcomed surprise. Now, I own the original Daredevil. He was cool. I really liked him. I shouldn't have got rid of him, but I did. You know, it was at the time where the Punisher was a little too out of reach for me, and I really enjoyed Punisher and Daredevil in the Netflix shows. I was afraid of what's going to happen, and I'm still afraid of what's going to happen to them under the Disney umbrella. But with that said, this is basically the first Daredevil. Basically, I mean, I think, you know, they changed the color a little bit, you know, to reflect the show when She-Hulk. I don't know if he has all three of his, because, like, you know, the original, he's got the separate baton and the shorter one and one other. So they may have omitted one. I'd have to fully check it out. But it's basically the same figure. But I was not expecting a head sculpt, so pleasantly surprised, man. That is dead on. That is a very good head sculpt. Again, this is still, you know, prototype, but I'm sure it's going to be great. They did mention the 3 styles. Okay. So, you know, but it looks really damn good. So for the people who did not get a Daredevil, or maybe they just want another one, dude, this is badass. I like how they kind of tried to pay homage to the original suit, you know, in the show. I'm not sure I'm still digging this particular outfit. I think through live action, I think the Daredevil, the Netflix one is my favorite, but this looks really freaking good, dude. I posed the shit just to let you guys know, right? Because if you didn't own that Daredevil, a couple years ago, I did like 30 poses of Daredevil up on my Instagram. I don't know what happened. I was goofing around. I started posing him, and before you know it, you know, I was just quick pictures, nothing fancy, but before you know it, I was sitting there for like 2 hours, and I just went crazy, and I posed him like 30 different ways. So if you guys need some kind of ideas or anything like that, go check out. Maybe I can refresh it on my Instagram, but I did 30 poses of Daredevil. This figure can pose. You may not think so, but if you go see my poses, you'll be like, damn, he's pretty posable. So, you know, with that said, thinking that this is the exact same suit, because why would they remake it? It's the same suit, they just repaint, whatever. This is going to be a really fun figure to pose. He absolutely will be. Piker may have the new Daredevil on the I know. I don't know what's going on, man. Disney's in, I don't know. I know their shareholders aren't very happy. They're not making a lot of money. I don't know what they're doing. There, my Netflix Daredevil is all I need. Buddy swap out faceplates, diorama base, and the red and black. It's classic. Dude, he is such a good figure. So, but again, if people didn't have it or it's out of reach, I know this is going to be a great figure. It's the same figure. I'm pretty damn sure they didn't really do much else to it. Look, like I said, this is all... Those who have it, you know, just looking at these pictures, you're like, oh, well, that's our Daredevil. It's just, you know, different paint, and we get a nice head sculpt. So I'm extremely excited for that. I probably wouldn't wear him, but if I were to get this Daredevil, I would just use the head sculpt. And like Kit Bash, right? We'll just make a lawyer outfit, you know, because So put that out, right? They even, you know, it's not as good. Clearly, like Hot Toys is just banging. But I'm very happy. I wasn't expecting a head sculpt at all. So I'm sure a lot of other people were surprised by that as well. Totally took me off guard. I'll get another Daredevil when he gets a new suit on something. Yeah, because that's the other thing, right? Because we don't know if and when he's gonna have his own show. The suit's gonna change. So, because he wore glasses. And I think it's a cool addition to this. So, but yeah, otherwise I think it's pretty awesome, dude. If he was all red, I might agree, but from that show, I gotta pass. Yeah, but you don't have to necessarily look at it like it's a representation of She-Hulk, right? I mean, that's what it's being solicited as. But if you have it, right, you could just be like, yo, I just like Daredevil. Doesn't really matter where it comes from. I have him. He's in my collection. That's all we need, right? So I don't know. Been holding off doing a full collection review, waiting on my magic case. Yeah, I'm sure they're gonna come soon, bro. I know, like, we get irritated with shit, but patience, my man. Hopefully they'll be there sooner than later. You know, I get that, man. I get that. Cases are especially, man, because it's like, you know, it's funny, right? Because we're used to waiting forever for shit, hot toys and stuff, but then we're like, damn, dude, we got these the thing is with cases is because a figure, you know, you get, you know, you're like, all right, cool, I got my figure, whatever. But with cases, you're like, well, I'm trying to plan something. So the longer you don't have it, the more time you don't have, like, you can't complete what you want to complete, right? Like, I remember before I built my cases, like, I had ideas, but I was like, fuck, man, okay, if I'm gonna do this, like, you know, anyway, I'm going off on a tangent, but I totally understand the frustration when it comes to displaying, because that's the key to everything, realistically, right? Otherwise, what do you got? You bunch of shit in a closet? Like, who does that? So you want to have, you know what I mean? You want to have these big displays. So I totally understand it. Daredevil is badass regardless, but I prefer the all red look. Yes, I do too, but it's still pretty cool. UPS X06 motion picture Kirk in the building. Hey man, congratulations, my friend. Dude, hell yeah. Dan and Carbonite, what is good, my friend? Thank you for coming through as well. Man. What else we got? Some of the chat. Trying to look through. Can't see without the glasses. Yeah, man, but otherwise it's pretty cool looking, dude. It's pretty damn cool. You know, again, essentially it's the same, you know, it's almost the same as, you know, the original. So it gives people an opportunity. So anyway, there was some other stuff. I know there was some InArt stuff, but you know what? I saw this morning as Joost had posted something here about the assembly and wall mounting of the 89. What do you guys think about that? I really would like to know his thoughts on the matter. What is going on, my friend?
Hey!
Surprise!
Yeah, that was for me too. That was nice.
Yeah, this is good, man. I briefly skimmed through, man. So welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah, of course, man. Of course. So you dropped this video not this long ago. I got it muted because you're here, obviously. Mm-hmm. This is really cool, man. So what can you say a little bit about that you didn't already say in the video?
Yeah.
Or
so,
you could, you know.
Yeah. So for the people who missed it, it's just that people really love the unboxing experience. We had I don't know if you've seen this video where I show my boys the art for the first time and they unbox it and assemble it, but you don't see the actual assembly. That video, I posted that in my Facebook page like 2 weeks ago, and that kind of went viral. We've had 1.5 million in terms of views. It's been shared over 4,000 times. So it's absolutely nuts, right? And then people were asking, so yeah, very cool. But because of brevity, I didn't show the actual assembly. Can you show the actual assembly? So I was with my suppliers going over some stuff, and I brought out the camera and we started working together to do this actual assembly. It was also because I got a lot of questions about the wall mounting, and people had a hard time visualizing that. And then there was the final change that we had to do for Warner Brothers. I wanted to make sure everybody knew about with the Gatling gun. So that was about kind of the reason for this video I posted today.
Okay. So you had to make a change with the Gatling gun per Warner Brothers?
Yeah. So initially we had engineered it with 2 brackets, 2 points of contact, and they very last minute asked us to change that to 1 so that the gun can actually rotate and aim like it would if you aim it. So yeah, we had to re-engineer and redo the part for the Gatling gun because there were holes in the Gatling gun for 2 legs, right? So that wasn't very cool, but okay, we did that. And now there's one leg coming out of the Gatling gun into the body. There's still 2 holes in the body, so technically you could move the gun back if you wanted. But yeah, so that's I think it'll pop out. Yeah, there you see. Now you see the Gatling gun with the single leg right there with the
Okay.
Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's just a minor change. You won't see it when it's mounted, and it's all fine. And we just changed that. So
this is pretty big. It's pretty big. I commented on your video. I was like, damn it, yo, because I was like, I seen it and I was like, okay, seeing it like that displayed is very very nostalgic. It brings it back. It looks really good. It looks really good.
Especially when you look at those pictures later on the video where it's up against that moon backdrop, right?
Yes. Yes.
And what it did. Well, the fun thing is, I've got a couple of messages from people saying, "Ooh, this gave me an idea of how to mount it horizontally, coming out of a wall." So I'm very curious to see what they're going to do with that. But for a lot of people, it was like, "Oh, okay, this way, this is a viable way to display it up against the wall." Get that iconic shot without taking up any shelf space or any floor space, basically. Yeah.
I'm digging it. Brother Cousins in the house. Jay, my man. Speaking of, guys, I know you're gonna be on Brother Cousins, right? This week.
Yeah, he asked me. I'm waiting for a date. I'm available every day except for Friday, because then we're doing a large shipment. Well, actually, then we're doing the first shipment of the first batch of these Batwings on this Friday. So
so it's right around the corner.
Oh yeah. That's people gonna be getting it next week. For the first batch. So
wow.
Yeah.
Well, probably tomorrow. I think Jay said if tomorrow works for you, and then I'll hop on with them. We can go. So guys, Brother Cousins, we're gonna talk a lot about some stuff tomorrow there. So.
Good.
Stay tuned on that. I didn't realize. Okay, so this is coming out like now.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, and like I said, since we'll be going viral, the sales have really gone up quite a bit, and so we're over 80% sold out already. But batch size has been determined, by the way. So yeah, it's quite exciting, I must say. Hey, Arliss Workshop, what up?
Hey.
Yeah.
Dude,
so
sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, no, I was just gonna say, and I don't know if I told you this, but I'm expecting a lot from the boys at testit.com placed an order for this.
They did. Okay, like Norm and Adam, or that'll be cool.
Norm. Yeah, and so he'd also bought the 1966. That's when I found out right before we shipped. I'd completely missed that he was the Norm from Testit. And I was so
right.
honored.
You're like, oh, so I think you remember saying that on my stream.
Yeah,
You're like, oh, some good Norm, or like, wait, which
how
many
Norm?
Norms are there? Right?
Exactly. Yeah, but now he also got this one, and he's planning on doing a video because he and Adam, of course, did the video on the original quarter scale version that was used for the movie. And today I got a message from a guy who worked. A second guy, actually, because I already got a message from the first guy who did the work on the model, and today I got a message from someone who actually did a lot of the design, technical drawings, and all that. And I'm like, oh, dude, I really could have used you a year ago.
Oh,
but yeah. Anyway,
but that's exciting though, right? When you're getting people that have worked on this, decades ago now, right? Coming through and showing their appreciation, and it's pretty.
Coming to us, I mean, it's I really sense a big change has happened ever since people saw the 1966 and then this, and I really notice a difference in the many people who cool. It's your birthday, brother?
Tomorrow will be, so that'll be
all right.
That'll be awesome.
Cake. I want a big piece of cake.
Big piece of cake. You got it, Jay. Hey, it's his birthday. You got to bring the cake.
No, in the Netherlands, you get cake when it's people's birthday. I just want a piece of cake.
I got you now. Well, that'll be cool, guys. So tomorrow, Brother Cousins. If you don't already watch Brother Cousins, his link's in my description. But Dude, yeah, that's actually really, really exciting.
Yeah. So, and especially, yeah, and we've noticed also the introduction for the Hot Toys did their 1989 Batmobile announcement last week.
Mm-hmm.
That was a big boon for us. We
yeah, what do you think about that? Actually, I didn't talk to you about that since this has happened.
Well, we knew it was going to happen. I think I mentioned that when we talked last, either on or off air. I don't remember, but that was to be expected. I mean, we knew it's going to be in the Flash movie. We know that they still have the molds, so it's really easy to just do another run of them, right? So that was. I'd have been surprised if they hadn't done that. The big surprise was the way that it garnered us a lot of orders that I wasn't expecting. I mean,
so you actually saw like an actual increase in orders after the fact. Okay.
Yeah, okay. we got so we were also expecting a couple of cancellations when people saw this come up, and when I did the live launch, I said to people, if you plan on getting the Hot Toys, please don't order with us. It's just a hassle. But it was like less than a dozen, so it's really. But if you offset that to the people who've ordered in the last week or so, and the people who've joined our Facebook group, we're now closing in on 700 orders. So that's huge.
Ooh,
huge.
Okay, well then that's not bad. If a few fall off and
no, it was a net
more
positive.
Jump on.
Yeah, I was very surprised and very happy. So. Yeah,
it's been a topic all week, as I'm sure you know.
Yeah, I've heard
back and forth,
things.
You know, and you know me, I've always tried to be objective, you know, and I've said this as everybody knows who watches. I'm like, I think both options are great for whichever option you choose. You know, everybody's been this or that, and you know, I'm really interested in seeing. Do you know when you'll have any kind of photos up yet, or any type of?
So we're reworking the current model that we have with the feedback that we have. Warner Brothers is dragging their feet a bit with the model that they used in the Flash. I really want to see that model before we do any more prototyping to make sure, because they do say it is very close, if not completely, to the 1989 they used. So if there's anything I can glean and learn from that, I want to make sure I include that, right? And that will be the version 2 with even more accuracy. And I hope to have done some more tests with the flip-flop paint. Because I don't know if we addressed it the last time. I'm still going back and forth. So I want to give people the biggest difference they can when they go for ours versus the Hot Toys one, right? Which is just basically the flat black paint. Now we know that that people say it's going to be, or they used a flip-flop paint on the original with some shades of purple and green underneath there. But I hope so.
Yes.
But yeah, the thing is, there's not a single frame in the movie where you actually see it change color. So it has.
But I get that. Just wanting to be
subtle.
sure, right? Ahead of time before everything comes out, and knowing like, oh, okay, this is. Yeah. We want to be as accurate as we can with that.
Yeah, and so this morning I got an email from actually a client that's been with us for a long time. He bought a lot of our stuff, and he said, "So, dude, tell me, what's the difference between your version and the Hot Toys version? Why is your and can you explain the price difference?" And that's a very relevant and honest question. The thing is that the most of that answer is just the edition size. I mean, right now we're at 700. It's not going to be a whole lot more than that. Whereas with Hot Toys, with tens of thousands, the quantities of scale are completely different. So,
absolutely, of course.
The fact that it's going to be much more limited edition makes it more expensive because we have to write off everything over those 700 units instead of all those fixed costs divided by 20, 30,000. It's just a big difference. So that's, to the people wondering that, you're getting something more limited edition. It's going to cost more because because of what I said, quantity to scale. It's going to be more handmade, it's going to be hand painted, it's going to be larger, and you can be sure that we're going to make sure it's more accurate. It's got the remote controlled sound, lights, and flame option as an extra. It's going to have a signed limited and numbered limited edition plate. Yeah, those are the basic reasons, the basic differences, and then it's up to you. Is it worth the extra cash? Because indeed, both are very valuable and viable options for.
Right.
A lot of people say, yeah, you know what? I'm not going to notice, or people walking into my collection room aren't going to notice the inaccuracies or the fact that the Hot Toys is too small. $750. I'm happy.
And
Makes
that's
sense,
what I
right?
was trying to say. Like, it just depends on how big of a fan are you, right? Like, you really, which I totally appreciate. So it's cool that there's those options for everybody, you know. But you know how the community can be sometimes. It's just like, hey, look, it's good to have these options. No, you know, there's not. I'm excited either way. I want to see. I'm looking forward to what you have to show when you're ready to show, and it's tough, you know, of course. But you're right, because it's more limited. You're putting a lot of care into it. I totally get it. I totally get it that, you know, and it's so cool that you, like you said, even though you had some cancellations, got a lot more.
Yeah, it's a net positive.
So that's a win.
I mean,
that is a win.
Exactly, that is a win. I was expecting it to drop to 500, and I'm like, okay, if that happens, I'm still fine at 500 units. That's more than enough for us, right? So. The fact that this is viable, that we can be two companies doing the same thing side by side, I'm like, good. Even though I do want to stay away from this, I really wanted to do the 89, and the only reason I did it is because I want my own 89, and I do want it accurate. I do want the correct size. I do want the correct shape, because there's some issues. I got a lot of pictures on the first day where people pointing out the issues, and I made the mistake to share that in my closed Facebook group. I took the post down after an hour because it's not, you know.
Well, because then it kind of, you know, even though it's closed, it's always open. It's the internet. So then, you know, that could be, you know, misinterpreted or, you know, things of that nature where you're like, well, no, we're just still work in progress or whatever the case is. Right.
No, so they were pointing out all the issues with the Hot Toys one. And I was like, yeah, I'm going to take that down. It's just,
well, yeah, because then it starts getting this back and forth. And...
Exactly. So, it's all way better than good. I didn't expect this. So,
no, absolutely. CT, man, thank you so much for the super chat, man. He says, guess who wears chrome armor and loves you, Yost? Hint, it rhymes with 603. Oh, dude, that is awesome, my man.
Is that
appreciate it.
Are you actually? Do you actually have that armor? Are you in the 501st? I want to know.
That's a good question. He could be sitting there right now, fully armored, watching us.
Oh, that would be epic, man.
For all we know,
that would be epic.
You know. Hey, what is he's you with big boobs, man? With $2 super chat, appreciate it, man. He says we need Joker car from Suicide Squad for the Justice League mobile. Oh. That's an interesting
I was thinking, when I saw Joker car, I was thinking of the Joker car in 1989.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know, but still, we have so many cars we still have to do. Good morning.
Oh, totally.
Yeah.
Calvin in the house. Calvin, you know, Calvin's got quite a few of your vehicles.
Oh, man. I'm honored.
Definitely,
cool.
Man. That is, I mean, it's you know, people have asked me this all week too. They're like, well, what are you going to get? What are you going to get? I'm like, I don't know yet. And even with you, I just don't know yet. I don't know if you know, do I want to go your route? Do I want to go a Hot Toys route?
So the good news is you can wait until I'm happy with the second prototype, which is when we start committing for production, which is when I usually close pre-order. So you've got a couple of months. And
that's what I figured, right? And you and I talk, so I can be like, okay, all right, let me see. Because its size is big. I mean, just like this thing. I don't know. You put this out, and I'm like, damn it, I want this, but it's large. It's large.
Yeah.
But no, you're right. We got a couple months, right? So chasing my man in the house as well, man, saying beautiful.
Thank you.
I think he wants this as well. I really do.
Yeah. Well, I was surprised at how many people responded to this video. It's I figured people had seen it now, but yeah. Well, you know, now you know what you're gonna get. This is based. Yeah, well, this is the final production version. This is as it is. You know, it's exactly as you're gonna get it.
Yeah, it's very Very, very cool.
Yeah, and everything hand painted. You see all the airbrushed accents, weathering.
Yeah.
So
man.
yeah.
See, my only thing is space.
Yeah.
And I would probably do what you do here in the video, have it mounted, but I have to figure out where I could mount it. Because now, I've got cases everywhere.
Yeah.
Right. So what, for me, I'm like, I'm looking around. I'm thinking, shoot. Because wow, yeah, this is a very impressive. You would know of all people, like how it is when you have a 6-scale vehicle. I mean, not alone a Batwing, but they're quite large and impressive. So you want to really dedicate and honor that with the proper display.
Yeah, I agree. I have the same problem. I mean, I moved everything from my collection out of my house to the office because I was running out of space so quickly, because dioramas and vehicles are so freaking large, especially when you're talking these vehicles and the snow speeder, because they're wide as well as long, and so it's big. I completely agree, and that's why this wall mounting option makes sense for us too, because it handles the display space so much better than if you had it horizontally.
Right. Imagine if you had it on like a table.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a big, that's going to take up a lot. That's a big footprint. Yeah. And honestly, it doesn't. It lends itself to the movie, having it wall mounted. Like that.
Exactly. That's the beauty of it. Yeah, thanks to that one shot. Yeah, because I mean, I
just that one shot is.
Yeah, that's all it took. Yeah, I went to the site. It's 45 inches wide, man. No, 52 and a half. It's 45 inches long. So that's a lot, right?
52. Yeah, that's over 4 feet.
Yeah.
5 feet almost.
Yeah, 5 feet is almost. That sounds about right.
Looks so good. Now, I'm sure you've done tests, and maybe I just don't know, and maybe you've already mentioned it, but will figure fit well in the cockpit?
Yeah, it definitely fits quite well. We've had the shot you'll see when it's up against the moon, Batman's in there. The thing is, here you see that single mounting point now. What I was talking about. See, it looks great. Right. It's perfect, and you can move it a little bit. So Batman fits in there. The thing is, the rubber suit just isn't very bendy. But even then, we've made room, so it definitely fits in there, no problem.
Now, are these socketed in, or is this magnetic?
Both. So there's a socket, and it's magnetic. And this is one of those things where the Adam Savage and Norm video really helped us out. So there's very little detail that can be gleaned from the screenshots of the movie, and there's very little information or very little in terms of pictures or video from the set back in '89. But that video showed us that saw blade that you see behind those scissors. Nobody knew that was there. Yeah, nobody knew that was there until we saw the tested video. So we added that last minute.
And that's
even Warner Brothers
thing.
didn't know.
Right, between either the Batwing or even the Batmobile. I know that was one topic of conversation that I've heard throughout the week, that even Warner Brothers wasn't quite sure the full dimensions of the Batmobile because there was so many different versions used, and that is there like specifics to that or anything that you're privy to on that? Like, because I know some people said there was like the hero car, there's like the stunt version of it, there's the so no one really knew the full dimensions. Right.
So the hero car is definitely larger. The size that we quote on the site, that is the size, that's the official size, as confirmed by Warner Brothers and by the person who bought the hero car, who got in touch with us.
Oh, so they reached, that's because I was wondering, that's a good reference to be like, this is what we have.
The same guy who bought the 1995, by the way, he has the 1995, the 89, and a couple of other cars in his personal collection. So we talked to him. I had a whole session with him where he walked past everything, measured everything. It's also confirmed. I have one or two boxes where the size of the 1989 Batmobile is mentioned, and that confirms my sizes. So that's why we're going off that. Plus, I can't count the number of times people contacted us before we even said we would do the 1989 Batmobile. So please do the 1989 Batmobile because the Hot Toys one was too small. So I'm pretty sure about the size. I'm sure there might have been a smaller version, not that I've heard of, but when you say that, I'm like, I don't doubt that. The Hero version is longer, and the thing is, it's not that Hot Toys scaled it too small, because we totally agree on or nearly agree on the width and the height. It's just the length, and most of that is from the canopy to the front, so their nose is just squashed. So it's
just a little right.
So it's the ratio that's off, right? So the nose is just too short. Mostly, it's. But
and that
most
could have
of
just been they're taking liberty to that for just space, maybe.
Yeah, possibly, and you have to think in 3 dimensions when you make tooling, and that really adds up really quickly. So
tooling is not cheap.
No, and so I always explain it to people. So for the 12 scale. If we have the BVS Batmobile in 12 scale and a 6 scale, and you would need 8 of those 12 scale Batmobiles to make the 6 scale in volume, right? 2 for the length, 2 for the width, 2 for the height. So 2 times 2 times 2 is 8. So that's what I mean when I talk about 3 dimensions. If you're tooling, if you can, I'm speculating here, but it would save quite a lot of money if you save 10 centimeters. 4 inches.
It's true. That's true. Right? Because as you know, with just your production, like anything that can seem minor can actually save quite a bit in the long run, depending on, not saying you want to take a bunch of shortcuts, but, with especially with tooling, whatever you can do to kind of bring that cost down is obviously the most efficient way. And if Hot Toys being so, mass produced, feels like, they can save a little bit, and maybe it would be more in line with the people's collections of like their display cases, right? Like, this could fit a little better here. So and I get that. I know they say they may be doing stuff, but go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, and they did it for, what was it, $600? I mean, it was 10 years ago, but still $600. That's not a lot of money for such a large vehicle, right? I mean, they did a good job, especially since that was their first vehicle. When I started out as a collector, I almost pulled the trigger on that quite a few times, and it wasn't the price. It's just that I'm a stickler for detail myself, and I just couldn't live with the once I see something, I can't unsee it. I'm pretty sure you and or the people watching this understand what I'm saying.
100%.
Which is why it also works the other way. You talk about tooling, that last minute change we did for the Gatling gun, but also we did a last minute retool where we completely redid the tooling that was already finished for the antlers on the 1966 because there was an inaccuracy. So
right, and you're trying to get it as accurate as possible.
And then I just eat the cost. It's just I have the pain for that once, but I would have the pain for the inaccurate antlers for a much longer time.
Okay.
The mounting bracket suitable for drywall. I'm not sure what bracket you're talking about, Jason Studios. So those.
I think later to the end where you show like the sample, the template to drill, and then when you mount it, like, will it be okay if you mounted it in a drywall rather than like through studs or that? I think that's what he's meaning.
Yeah, but I'm not sure what part he means by the bracket. So, as I say in the video, the screws and the plastic anchors, those are for, you see the yellow ones in the screen just now. So, those are really for brick and concrete walls like we have here in Europe. That's what they're for. But if you have drywall, make sure you find the right place with a stud finder and use the right anchors. I would not use the stuff that we even included, but if you have, I mean, if you put the screws straight into the wood behind the drywall, like we did on the pallet, that's been sitting there for months, so that's fine.
Okay. 8-Bit Fleece saying he's talking about the legs on the Batwing? Or
I think so.
Okay, there we go. Yeah.
Yeah. So that should definitely work. I mean, there's just a big a hole in the foot where you can just put a screw through there, and then anchor that into a drywall anchor, screw that into a drywall anchor, and you're good to go, right?
Yeah. But I totally understand what you're saying. Like, make sure if you're gonna mount it like that, because out here that's a lot of what we have in the homes and apartments. Find the studs, right? Because you just never know, and if that shit just comes crashing down, it's not going to be a good day.
No, because this thing is 30 pounds. So some regular drywall is not going to hold that up. And the thing is, I just don't have any experience with that. We just don't know any of that kind of, because I'm in movies where people just put their fist through a wall. You'd be going to the hospital over here because everything is concrete.
Here, dude, you could fall and like try to brace yourself on a wall and just go right through it like paper, man. Depending on location, but
for us Euro trash, that's weird and unheard of. But anyway,
no, that's good to know though. That's good to know. So definitely make sure you secure it in studs. Possibly, like you're saying, use maybe different anchors for that if you're gonna go that route.
Yeah, because here you see it. So this is the drill template that's included. It just mark the points, but then what are the chances that you find studs at exactly those points? Right? I'm thinking out loud here. I don't know for drywall
because
construction.
your house may not have, a stud here, and a stud here, right? So I don't know how would you tackle that? That's a tough one. Maybe if you find at least the center stud, and then use some decent anchors for the sides.
Yeah, that's a good idea. That should work.
That's going to hold that center of gravity like right in the middle, and then so that could possibly work.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I can imagine that. Definitely, good idea.
Yeah. I mean, as long as you got that one in there, right?
Yeah.
That's holding the bulk of the weight. But so that's what you would do, though. You're going to use this template, and then screw in the 3, and then
get a friend to help you with this part here, maybe 2.
Right.
Yeah, and then
I would definitely need help.
Yeah, here you go, and then because
so
it'll line up.
Allen wrench in.
Yeah. That's all, and we got plenty of clearance here. So that's all you need. Again, hand tight. Don't over tighten it because it'll that'll break. And then boom. That is a big machine.
That's really that's cool, and I appreciate that you've allotted that much clearance in the back, right? Specifically for lighting purposes too, right? Because that's going to cast on the back and then forward to really give that. We couldn't go any smaller because that would make it impossible to mount it. So. Because you can't get your hands back there or.
Yeah. Oh, here you see the DX09. That's the DX09 sitting right there.
Oh, okay. So there's plenty of room in there.
Oh yeah. We made sure of that. And
okay.
I'm not sure, but I think we re-engineered the leg room after this to make sure there's more room for so that the yoke doesn't get in the way. It's now mounted to the front as it should be.
Okay, because that's true. Like you would still need some of that depth for your figure to not.
Yeah.
I see what you're saying. So there's more than enough room. Now, whether or not you guys want to pose your Batman in there, that's all you. But there's more than enough room. Because I get that too, right? Because I have the DX09 and it's this, it's the suit. It's a little tricky, and some people may not want to do it, but you don't even really need to. It kind of obviously accentuates it, right? You see a Batman in there, but just by itself, it's impressive.
It's pretty cool. Yeah, and we've engineered it so that the oh, there's Mike. He did a con for us. Thank you, FBJ. Sorry. We've engineered it so there's so much leg room in the cockpit that even if you don't really bend down your Batman figure too much, and maybe have him lie down there a little bit, you could do that without forcing the figure.
Right, he's kind of doing a little bit of a lean rather than a straight.
Yeah. And then just put the head forward a little bit, and it'll look great.
Wow. Well, you got me wondering. This would be really good, because that's really cool. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, and I'm a huge fan of '89 as well. So
yeah,
that's just a large piece, but that's the way it should be, right? It needs to be an impressive display. Like I thought about that. Like even if you didn't have it like in like a collection room, you could do something where you have it mounted over like your couch in the living room. You know how like people would put like big paintings or something in the
3D art.
Have that up, right?
Yeah,
exactly. So
that sure would be an attention grabber. That is cool.
Yeah, right. People walk in there. Whoa, what is that?
Yeah.
Now you saw
my friends.
Yeah, right. It's Batman. I love it. You saw the other one too, right? The what was it in the Flash trailer?
Oh
they showed
yeah,
another Batwing.
Yeah.
Is that something that's possible, or just we're gonna have to see how they go? Or
I don't see that happening, to be honest. I mean, we barely got there with this one, and we had plenty of time, and it is the most iconic and most well-known one. So I would be very surprised if there's enough support for that.
Yeah,
I have to
would
see
agree
the
with
movie.
that.
Yeah, I have to see the movie to see how much it does in the movie. My initial response was, why though? Because you're reusing the '89 Batmobile, and I think this is by far the most iconic Batwing ever because of that shape, because of that Batman logo that's essentially in there.
Right.
But I don't know. I haven't seen the movie, so I can't comment on why they did that. But it's I don't see that happening.
Toys.
Yeah, possibly.
As I always, because they're not really thinking so much about 6 scale as so much as the regular stuff that normal kids buy. That's in Target and Walmart's and Because remember growing up, we had 89 Batman. Dude, I think we had like 20 something different Batmans that weren't even in the movie. The Arctic scuba gear Batman and there was all these variations. So it's just like what Disney's been doing lately as well. Like with all the shows and the Mandalorians and all the Marvel movies, they're always changing outfits and different colors and because it sells, people will buy it. So whether or not it translates well, to 6 scale, I see what you mean, right? Because
and I mean, and I fall for it too. I got the first Mandalorian with child, and I got the second one with the shinier armor. So they got
the chrome one
too.
The chrome one. Have you been following anything with InArt?
Only sideways through Facebook updates where they changed some sculpts, I think, for the Pattinson Batman.
Today.
And I saw the reviews on the Joker where the die-cast weapons were too heavy for the hands, and the magnets wouldn't hold the feet too well. I think I saw that's what I saw, but
I did see some of that this past week or so. A couple people, especially the prison, the cage is kind of, they need to tape it to hold it. I don't know if there's just, I don't know if we chalk it up to, the stuff's too heavy.
Could be. I mean, I want to, and I want to be clear. I'm really happy that there's a second company next to Hot Toys doing some quality stuff, and we don't know what's behind this. I mean, especially when I saw the head sculpt thing, and I've been dealing with the figure licensing now that we're going to get into figures as well. This might just be completely out of their hands, right? If you got If you got either, it could be someone on the Warner team, like we had with the Gatling gun, which is a pretty random thing so late in the game. Could be some of the Pattinson people on the team. I mean, didn't we have some similar issue with the Drax figure taking so long getting for approval again with someone in that camp, the Batista camp, being difficult?
I think so.
I don't know.
Because I've ran into that as well, where like a specific actor will be like, you know what, I want my season 3 hairstyle. I don't like how I looked in the first 2 seasons, whatever they did in the wardrobe department. So if you're gonna make a figure of me, it needs to, you know what I'm saying? Like that.
Yeah.
That's, you understand that? Like going through, like there's people that you never know. It's either the actor, the company, the studio.
Yeah.
They're like, no, it needs to be this way if you're gonna do it.
And so unless we hear from InArt, we don't know why this change happened. And believe me, I mean, if they're happy with a head sculpt that sold well, I can't imagine them changing it just for the heck of it. So I just thought, and the same, I mean, again, I don't know the full story with the Joker and the magnets and everything, but again, as a company trying to learn as you go, it is impossible to see all issues coming up front. You do everything you can to minimize the issues, but that's all you can do. You minimize the issues, you learn, you get up, you fall down, you shake it off and get back up, and that's all you can do. So I'm assuming there's a bit of a learning curve involved as well for InArt.
Oh, yeah.
Again, they make amazing stuff. Well, at least their Queen Studio stuff is amazing. So I really want to give them a break on this stuff before we know the full story. But that's all I know, you know?
Yeah, and same here. You know, I've always said that because they're a new company coming in. Yeah, I mean, you could say some of them are from Queen, but it's 6 scale. They're new. There's a learning curve. There's a process. You know, so it's like, because I have their Gandalf and Aragorn on pre-order, right? Because I love Lord of the Rings, and I thought they looked stunning. So I was like, okay, I'm doing this. But you're absolutely right. Like, a company's not going to want to just do a change to do a change, especially if they're already in it. And I know as being like, just, you know, working in you know, in the graphics design department or editing or things of that nature, people will be like, you know, always wanting to do, like, later on they'll be like, well, actually we would like it this way. And you're like, well, wait, it's not just like a click of a button, especially in here, right? You're like, so it's going to cost time, it's going to cost money if we're going to make changes. So we don't want to just make changes on our own. So usually that's usually the case, like you're mentioning, like with the Gatling gun. All of a sudden you're like, okay, we got to do this.
The amount of times I was like, are you kidding me? Like, for what? Or right now, you know? So InArt has the benefit of my if there was any doubt for this story, believe me. Yeah, this is true. Why the die-cast weapons and stuff? It always has downsides, and I've had it with a lot of stuff too, where people have suggestions. I'm like, that's a good idea, and then a couple of months later, I'm thinking, oh, what a headache! Why did I agree to this? So, there's
you know, with Hot Toys, we had a half and half, right? Like, for example, the RoboCop that I have, right? He has a die cast, and then a regular plastic version. So I like how you have that option, if so, right? Because you're right. Over time, that's heavy. I mean, the RoboCop's not too bad because he has the independent finger articulation, so you can kind of give it a better grip into it. But you know, those could perhaps be. That's also a double-edged sword, though, right? Because if they're like, well, here's a die-cast weapon, but we're also going to give you the plastic weapons. Well, that's going to increase the MSRP a little bit. Because there's more.
No such thing as a free lunch.
Right? Yeah. So
very good.
It's tough, right? Yeah, exactly. The free lunch. So but I'm interested. I'm interested in seeing how they perform on that. Have you been? I'm just curious, since this is what I usually do in the morning, and obviously we're talking about the Batwing and what have you. But I was talking earlier about this Daredevil. Did you see this Daredevil? Is this something that you're kind of interested in? They dropped it like last night.
I did see that they had a bunch of new licenses for the Daredevil figure and more Mandalorian stuff and all that sort of thing. They announced that. The thing is, I gotta be honest, I really did not like the She-Hulk
Me neither. I'm
series.
with you.
So, and I'm not crazy about the yellowish accents in the design anyway. So this for me is an easy pass. But that's just because I didn't like this the series, and I'm not crazy about this version of the suit. So it's just a personal preference thing.
Oh, I totally get it. I think the sculpt looks great.
Yeah,
Once I saw that,
absolutely.
I was surprised, right? Because I didn't think they were going to give us a sculpt. So
Yeah.
I saw I saw that, I was like, wow, okay.
Yeah.
It's interesting. The reason I bring these obviously up is because this is what we do in the mornings. But people may not realize that you are a collector, though. I mean, that's how it's.
Yeah.
That's
Still,
there's a passion there. So it's not like, hey, I'm not just here I'm making stuff because I collect, and this is what I wanted. So it's always interesting to.
Because I was going back to that Pattinson, I'm like, maybe out of principle now, because I wasn't sure if I was going to get the Hot Toys or the InArt version. Maybe I'm just going to get the InArt version now just to support them, because I want one. I need one for my own 2022 Batmobile, right? So,
right.
I saw this morning and I was like, dude, I might just get the InArt just as a statement, and I still think it looks good. So. I'm still a collector. I'm looking at these pictures and looking at these figures, and I'm like, I need that, or I don't need that. Yeah.
It's tough. It's tough, because we are collectors. It's like not everything, but there's I would say there's more that we want than what we don't want.
Oh yeah,
right?
Definitely.
And then that's where it becomes a problem, because you're like, what do I we don't need any of this, right? But like in our brains, we're like, what do I need out of this 30 releases, right? Because there's a lot of us inside that are like, well, we want all 30.
Yeah.
We just want it all. I don't care, right? But then we can't, whether it's money, whether it's space, exactly. One of us.
For me, it's really about one of us. So, what movie is that again? Is that Toy Story?
Oh gosh,
anyway,
I don't remember.
But for me, it's a simple gut check thing. I look at that Batman and that design, and I know it's not for everybody, but I feel something, and I'm like, I love it. I love that design. I want it. And it's going to look very badass, especially next to that Batmobile. It just that puts a smile on my face. And if I'm not feeling that gut reaction, then I don't want it, don't need it. But this is a need for me.
See, that's a very, very, very good point, man. Because that's kind of like, I didn't really put it that way, but the way you just said it really makes sense. Is that gut feeling, you get that initial reaction, right? Because of course we're situation's a little different because you are making this Batmobile, so of course it's gonna look great. I liked the movie, but I don't know if I liked it enough to where I want a figure or even a vehicle for that matter for this particular one, right? But if there was, like, when I saw that Hot Toys was redoing the '89 Batman right last week, that hits you. As a collector, depending on your taste, but for me, I was like, oh, that's it. That's 100% coming back. I don't care that I already have a DX09. I'm getting that. And those are the ones I think that you want to try to adhere to as best as you can in collecting, right? What actually hits you that way?
Yeah. And then I'm going to go back on my earlier comment where I said I didn't like the show for like She-Hulk, but even if this isn't my favorite Batman movie, I'm still also very much a designer, and I just love. There's something about this, the partly homemade suit and that bat thing that can come off, and it's the same
a great looking
thing.
Suit.
Yeah,
it
just does something for me, and it's the same thing. Why from all the Zack Snyder movies, I got the what's the one from the Justice League with the with the glasses that goes down. It's only briefly in the movie for that, but I just like that design the best.
Was it
from
the Nightmare one?
No.
Because he's got goggles. He's got goggles on like the tactical.
Suit.
Okay, I was gonna say
tactical suit. Yeah.
Okay.
I had to look over. There's still a couple of figures here. So yeah, it's the tactical suit one. That's I get the from some movies. I just get the design that speaks to me the most, right? Same for what kind of Thor do you like? I really like the Thor at the beginning of Ragnarok. So that's the one I got.
Oh yeah, the road worn one with when he had the chain. Yeah,
the chain thing on his back is badass.
Dude, yeah, that's badass. It totally is, and that's how I feel like I got like the Nightmare Batman, right? Because I just loved that. I don't know why, even though it's not really what you would think, right? When you think Batman, right?
Exactly.
You got the trench coat, the guns, this goggle, the scarf. But it just something with the design. It spoke to me.
It gets you. It gets you, right?
Yeah.
That's it.
It totally, and that's the feeling we're always chasing. I do have a $5 super chat, though. Thank you so much, man. Slugger16. He says, Joost, if I put up 500 for pre-order on the Batwing, how long can it stay in the pre-order of me paying it off payment by payment?
I think we still offer 12 months. That might go down, so there's a fair warning for you, because the way things are shaping up now, we can do the whole run of the 1989 Batwing in 3 batches, and the final batch of that is probably going to be available around the summer. I'm going to say June, July, right? So if you order now, you could get a 12-month payment plan. So payment by payment, you can drag it out until next February. But it's going to go down. I'm going to take that down pretty soon, because I don't want to have all these massive boxes sitting in my warehouse for 6 to 9 months, right? So that's the answer. If you want, right now you can still do that. Let me go to the site. And it still says 12 months. Okay. We're gonna change a couple of things by the end of this month. The 2022 is going to be closed for pre-order. I think same for the snow speeder. And we might do some things like this, where we take the payment plan down to 9 or maybe even 6 months on the 1989 Batwing, because it's going to be available for everyone who orders it now. Is going to be in a 3rd batch, which is going to be in the summer. So you're getting it in a couple of months, 5 or 6, right?
Yeah, that's going to be So that's not bad. CT even said your down payment can be lower with Jazz items if you support projects earlier on.
Yep, that's true. So for the 1989 Batmobile, I think it's $100 now. That goes up when we go into production, where the commitment increases. But that's it.
And the snow speeder is pretty soon. Sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah. No. I answer the snow speeder. Yeah, we're the first batch. So you've seen the video, I think. Probably it's on YouTube and everywhere. So of the early production version, everything looks good. We're making quite a few small tweaks, and then the first version ships around late May or early June. The first batch. So that's before the summer is over. Maybe early fall. That will be when the final batches of the snow speeder ship. So that's also in the next 6 to 8 months. That's going to be completely done, right? Even for the final batches. And then we've got the 2022 also coming very, very soon. The first batches of that. Then there's the signature BVS and Justice League versions. Oh, by the way, the Justice League version of the signature Zack Snyder version that's close to selling out, by the way. So fair warning there. Yeah, we're going to be delivering a lot of Batmobiles.
Very busy this year.
Yeah, but I was going to say, I crashed your party because you gave me this invite. I don't want to overstay my welcome. Just wanted to.
No, of course. I'll probably wrap shortly anyway. It's just kind of a nice surprise to have people pop, because you post a video. I was like, hey, you know what? Let's talk about that. And you're like, hey,
I'm here.
available. So
always.
yeah,
That was fun. I didn't even know it was going to be on until 30 minutes ago. What was it?
Me
Maybe
neither, right? I
longer.
was just totally like, okay, come on, and come on
I'm
through
here.
and whatnots. But before I do wrap, guys, though, obviously, if you don't know, you go to Jazzinc's site, check everything out, secure some orders, because you do have a lot coming.
Yeah.
I was gonna say though. Oh, go ahead.
No, I was going to say it's only on the website. People ask that. We don't have any wholesalers or retailers, so it's all only through the website. But go ahead.
Oh, I was just saying, because you and I are fans and whatnots, and it is a busy year. Are you excited? I'm sure you are, but is there anything specific you may be anticipating with Hot Toys for the 40th anniversary of Return of the Jedi?
Oh, good one. Yeah, for Hot Toys right now, I'm still just waiting for the Tony Stark. What is the Mark V without the suit? So, I got that from Sideshow.
The suit up one, like where he's got the track suit.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the one I'm anticipating, because I still haven't gotten that, and I pre-ordered that on Sideshow over a year ago. I got an idea to put the 3 in line in different versions or different suit up poses. Anyway, and Return of the Jedi.
Because they did a lot. They dropped like 9, like this past year, right, for the 20th Attack of the Clones. They gave us like 9 figures.
Yeah, and they you are so right. I didn't even think that too, because this morning when I read their announcement of the extra licenses that they got, they did specifically mention Return of the Jedi, and I'm like, but they already did. They did Emperor.
Right, like
Emperor,
we have, because I've got your throne room right up there.
Yeah, and I have the Emperor.
Yeah, the Royal Guards, the Emperor. We had 2 Return of the Jedi Lukes, Endor, Leia with Wicket.
Yeah.
And
Boba
Fett with the Sarlacc pit.
Yeah, but what we didn't have was an Episode 6 Vader. Only Sideshow did that one.
Right, we had the quarter scale, and that was it. So
yeah, so I'm going to put my money on an Episode 6 Vader for sure.
No, I'm thinking so too.
I mean, they're going to do Vader, because that will always sell, right? And I think they're pretty much out of their Episode 5 stock anyway. But what else?
I was hoping
Jabba?
well, dude, imagine a Hot Toys Jabba, right? Yeah, I mean, what I thought was
because they
kind of
Lando skiff
was,
guard.
Yeah, because they could
that.
do a Lando. They totally just glossed over 40th Empire. We got the reissue of the Vader and the Boba Fett, and that was I guess 40th Luke, Snowspeeder Luke, but
yeah,
that was it. So I don't think for Han or anything, we're gonna go. Maybe they'll skip obviously for Jedi, but maybe we'll get like an Endor Han.
Yeah,
maybe.
And they could do a general Lando Calrissian. That would be cool.
Dude, that would be cool.
Yeah, but it's a good question. And Nin Nub, or how do you pronounce that? The guy, the creature that was with Lando in the Falcon cockpit. But it's all not very hot. It doesn't sound very Hot Toysy. I mean, Lando maybe. I mean, they should do another Han. I'm surprised. Maybe Harrison Ford might be difficult, because they haven't done a lot of Han Solos compared to Luke's and Darth Vader's and all that.
But then they did him for The Force Awakens.
That's true.
Right?
That's true.
And then, but I don't know, but I agree with you, right? Because I think that way too, because I know Harrison Ford doesn't really like a lot of that. And but then he's got, Indiana Jones is coming, so you're going to want to promote that. And then I figure if it is a matter of licensing and whatnot, that would probably hold true, right? Because if you look at and this is just me speculating, but if you look at like Natalie Portman, right? She happened to be in Thor: Love and Thunder.
Right.
So we end up getting the Lady Thor version with her, and then boom, they announce Padme.
Right.
Right. Because they're like, well, if we've secured it, we can do both characters. So I'm thinking Hot Toys, it's been a while. With DX05 was Indiana Jones. Yeah. So
I'm so buying that.
Right. So if they drop a new indie, and then they have an opportunity, if they secure all that, right, then they're like, well, we're going to put out Han for Jedi. While we have the licensing or whatever, or the permission, that we can also do indie,
Yep.
You know, two birds with one stone type situation.
Hot Toys, if you're listening, please do. I'll buy anything. I'll buy everything from Return of the Jedi. Any OT stuff, I'm there. You know, I'm game. But yeah, it's a good question because they were very specific in mentioning that 40th anniversary Return of the Jedi, and that can't just be Darth Vader. That I would be very surprised if it's not going to be more Luke, because they've done plenty of Return of the Jedi Luke now, especially with their version, their second version, and the sideshow version. We've got Leia. Maybe Slave Leia?
Yeah, but do you think they'll do it? It would sell, sure. But
yeah,
I don't even think Hasbro's doing it.
No, and you would need a seamless body, and it's kind of racy. So, but what? Because they only do like first tier. I always call them the first tier figures. Like
the heavy, you know, your main.
Yeah,
people.
yeah. With 2022 Batman, it's like the Batman, and is there any additional figure? But there's no Catwoman, there's no Penguin, there's no Riddler. So that's all second or third tier stuff. And so, like I said, like Nina might be considered third tier. Even General Calrissian might be second tier. So I don't know if Gamorrean guards.
Those would be cool to kind of contrast like the royal guards that they have done previously, right? Because you could use those with, hell, even now you could use it with like Book of Boba Fett. Even, you know, you could put it with the throne, right? Have a couple Gamorrean guards, or just have them in your OT display or something.
Who did the guards?
Sideshow.
They did that, right?
Dude, Sideshow did everything. Remember, it was so crazy. They did like all the bounty hunters. They did all like tons of creatures, like all the aliens. They did a lot of shit, and then they just stopped.
Yeah.
Remember, they even did the Dewback. That thing was impressive.
Yeah.
And I never bought it.
Yeah.
I'm like, shit, it's so expensive now. But yeah, they did everything, but Hot Toys hasn't. Yeah,
that's true. And I mean, and Sideshow, as long as it wasn't a head sculpt for a person, their stuff was awesome, right? So creatures, robots, anything else, that was really good. Dude, I forget. Yeah. Still.
Still, right? We don't really know. Euler says, my aunt made the Slave Leia costume. She has a Polaroid of her helping carry into it. I'm so jealous.
At what moment was the Polaroid shot? No,
right? What moment? But dude, because I'm with you there, right? Because I had recently been kind of going through this renaissance of sorts. As you know, as a collector, we're always curating and adapting and whatnots. And I decided that I was kind of getting out of the whole Mandalorian line, because it's just too much and it doesn't resonate with me as much. Like, I'll still watch it, right? I'm excited to watch season 3. But I don't. What really holds, like we said, that gut feel, that what we feel is original trilogy, and I own every Hot Toys original trilogy. So when they announced 40th Jedi, I'm like you. I'm like, dude, I'm all in. Yeah. If you're dropping 9 figures for Jedi, I guess I'm getting 9 figures. You know.
Yeah.
So, you know, just unless they're just straight reissues, right? Because as I mentioned, I have them all. So if it's a 2.0, maybe, but I kind of agree with you. I don't know why they would. On one hand, I see why they would do a Luke, because it's Luke Skywalker. But at the same time, it's like we already have a few from Jedi.
Yeah,
so
but they did the same with the Empire Strikes Back Vader. They just put a new box on it, 40th anniversary Empire Strikes Back, and then boom, it was a reissue. But I'm looking at their site right now. So they specifically mention the Clone Wars 20th anniversary, the Star Wars Return of the Jedi 40th anniversary. So yeah, I'm expecting a bit more than just some reissues from that. But who knows? They, like you said, they skipped over Jedi Empire Strikes Back. So
yeah, we just got 2 repackaged, you know. So, but then they just gave us 9 for Attack of the Clones. So
yeah.
You and maybe I don't think I'm being biased here at all, but you can't give 9 to Attack of the Clones and not give anything for OT. You know what I mean? For Return of the Jedi is way superior. It's original. So
yeah. But Hot Toys is a business, and they got to make money. And the clones, they always sell. They always have. It's like Iron Man suits. So I think it's just a business decision where if you make 9 clones, a lot of people will buy them. especially the completists. So
yeah,
and
people are still waiting for like Jesse and the troopers that aren't even out, and they'll sell.
There's not even head sculpt issues when you do clones, so it's a lot cheaper. So business wise, it makes more sense, and I really do expect that there's going to be more from Clone Wars than from Return of the Jedi. I got to be real about that.
Do you think it's just a generational thing too? Because we're a bit older, so maybe the ones that were we're young. We're all 20. Yes. No, but you know what I mean. Like they are now at the point where they have the disposable income, and that's what they grew up with, right? Yeah. Similarly, like with the MCU, a lot of these people, that's why it's so big. Versus maybe like us, we grew up more in the comic side because we didn't have the movies. So it's similar, I think, maybe in that respect. Because dude, they are cranking clones and prequels out, man. But you've got to give us the OT love.
Yeah, I agree, and I guess I think they might have gotten burned in the past. That's still my theory why they're not making any new vehicles. I mean, they'll do a reissue like they did with the Tumbler, with the Hot Toys DeLorean, the 1989 Batmobile. But they haven't done any original vehicles except for a couple of bikes, which is small works, So
they did the swoop bike and the speeder bike for smaller scale.
Yeah. So I think the business decision is going to weigh heavily, and I think the Clone Wars is just going to sell better. Clones are going to sell better than Return of the Jedi. So I'm hoping, I'll be happy for anything beyond a re-release of Luke and Vader. I'll buy any Han or Lando or any Return of the Jedi, really. So
right now we're still getting right, but we want the higher, like the A-list, stars, of course. But they could do they've already done it, but they could bring back a reissue that I wouldn't mind. Is the Return of the Jedi Stormtroopers? Oh
yeah. Those are quite different. With I think there were slightly narrower helmets. There was a
little bit. Yeah. And remember, they also came with the. I got it right here. Actually, the Death Star panel.
Yeah, that's cool.
The MMS, I think it was 515, and then the 514 was without it, right? But if they brought these are cool. I enjoyed that.
Yeah.
I mean, until you make I want you to make the big one so I can.
Well, we still got the True Skill coming up, maybe even in March, where I can show some more. So that would be very fortuitous timing.
It would, and that's what I'm looking forward to, because I need a whole shelf for my not all of OT, right? Because obviously they're not always in like a starship or anything like that, but I definitely need a nice big wall of Death Star panels lit up, real nice.
Mm-hmm.
Have all my Empire stuff in there. Vader, Tarkin, all that, Stormtroopers. That's what we love, guys. We're collectors at heart.
And they did some awesome stuff for the episode 4. You mentioned Tarkin, and it is one of my favorite figures. It's so well done, Hot Toys. And then their Darth Vaders are great. I mean, I got some from every movie still, Well,
we need the Jedi, right? Because and as other people know, I have your throne room diorama, and I have Luke in there. He's handcuffed. I've got the Royal Guards there, the Emperor. I need a Return of the Jedi Vader just to complete that.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I had my Empire one there. I had my New Hope one there, and it's cool. But I usually put those with their respected movies.
Yeah.
So...
And as I was a 501st Return of the Jedi Darth Vader, so I can tell you there's quite a bit of differences between Empire and Return of the Jedi. Yeah, I'm 6'8", so I was a good Vader.
You're 6'8"?
6'8", yeah.
Holy shit! So we learn something new every day. I didn't know that.
Yeah. Actually, when I was 14 or 15, they made a picture of my hand, and they could tell how tall I was going to be. Let me put that in inches for you now.
Oh, really?
Is a deep cut.
This is a deep cut, right?
Yeah. I was going to be over 7 feet, but I took some special medicine to
keep
stop
it kind of.
to stop my growth, and I stopped at 6'8", or I would have been over 7 feet. Yeah. Anyway, so yeah.
I was just actually going to ask you that. Did you? It's funny that you mentioned that. Did you play basketball? Because you should have.
Yeah.
My height. Center.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I was
You're the center. All these other 5 foot kids in 6th grade, like.
Yeah. I loved Shaq. That was the first real center, big all-star type of person that I knew anyway. I mean, you have what is it, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and all that sort of thing.
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Hakeem Olajuwon.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I wasn't very talented. I had the height. I didn't have the. I wasn't good enough for anything other than regional stuff.
Right. Fat Batman says, "Don't blame me for taking the pill. I'm 6'9", and they didn't give me any option to stop."
Yeah, it is. I mean, at 6'8" in the Netherlands, and I'm grateful to live in the Netherlands, I can still buy off the rack both shoes and clothes and stuff like that. But beyond that, it gets hard. You know, you don't fit into beds, you don't fit into cars, you don't fit into normal clothes. So
dude,
anyway,
we're
getting off topic.
No, that's what's fun. Like, I'm 6'2", you know, and dude, like, that's how I feel here. Like, a lot of shit doesn't fit me, right?
Yeah.
I'm like, wow, you make all this cool clothes for like normal sized people, but yeah. Is there a medicine that does the reverse? Asking for us. Oh man. Yeah. That's so awesome.
I got an email today that says, whatever you want longer, you can get longer with this magic pill.
Oh man, they've been trying to sell these pills since the 90s.
Yeah, bullshit.
I don't think they're successful. See, we're getting
I do
deep
wonder
cuts.
why. Yeah, I do wonder why the Dutch are so much taller. I think it's our dairy consumption or something, and maybe the antibiotics that they feed our livestock. I don't know, but anyway.
I know that's a whole nother topic, right? Like, geez, everything's different. David Prowse was 6'6", so you're technically taller than
too tall. Yeah, too tall. Yeah,
but it works. It's still and he was still very good.
A bit bigger than me, so I had some padding in my suit, but yeah.
Hell yeah. No, guys, but you know what? We'll probably wrap. I know it's late for you.
I'm good. So yeah.
Oh, well, okay. Well, we can talk about height and enhancement pills and no. But yeah, no, I mean it's
I wanted to can I show you my official Vader pictures?
Yes, of course, absolutely. I think everybody would love to see that.
Let's see. Here we go. I can share that, right?
I had no idea you were part of the 501st.
Yep, official. This is me as Darth Vader. Yeah.
So that's you right there.
That's right. That's me right there. I did a couple of premieres right before I turned. I was officially part of the 501st right before Force Awakens. So we did all the sequel trilogies for on the red carpet and everything. That was a whole lot of fun. It was part of a movie we made for a kids show that was inspired by Star Wars and everything. That was a whole lot of fun, but I just got too busy with the Jazzinc stuff. But yeah, that's me. 6'8".
That is really awesome. Right? Oh yeah,
Joost.
That's freaking awesome. Wow.
Yeah. Anyway,
we need a pill to make this. Dude, that's pretty awesome. So like, you could pretty much go anywhere incognito.
Oh yeah, it is. I had a newfound respect for David Prowse, though. It's very weird being inside that mask, and it's a couple of layers of leather and a very, very heavy wool cape. So I've done a couple of cons where people invited me to come be Darth Vader there. That was intense, man. That is sweaty and heavy stuff.
Dude, I bet, I was actually watching, what the hell did I watch? Kind of recently. It was a little off topic, but it's the same situation where I was watching Michael Keaton he was on an interview. I don't know if it was a Tonight Show. I don't remember, but he had mentioned like during '89 he was working out, and then he said Jack Nicholson walked up to him and was like, "What are you doing?" And he's like, "I'm working out." And he said, "Why?" And he said, I don't know." And then he said, Jack Nicholson just walked away, and it clicked on him. He's like, "I probably should have thought about that." He's like, the suit is what's given me the presence, and like, because he was saying it's such a bitch to like be in the suit, right? And he's like, so he was saying like in retrospect, he's like working out and all that kind of made it worse for me,
right,
to be confined in this rubber suit, and like, you know what I'm saying? And I thought that was kind of funny.
Yeah,
I thought that was kind of funny.
Wasn't it Keaton who said to Ben Affleck, "Make sure you get a zipper in there to make sure you can get out of that suit more easily"?
Right, because when you gotta go, and if you're stuck in something, it's oh yeah. So what's this?
This is that. So this is very cool. So this is a Dutch kids show, and it's about kids asking questions and how does this work, how does that work. And so there's this kid who was a big Star Wars fan, and he was like, how do science fiction films get made? And he actually wrote a script as well, and so that letter got selected for the show. And we actually had a professional director make this video. There's the kid playing the lead in the movie. You see there on the right. Yeah. And the rest is all 501st people. But that was such fun. We had movie sets, professional cameras, professional director, professional CGI and everything. And this was years and years ago, right?
Yeah, this looks great. Like, visually.
I thought so. Yeah. And then, so that was I was part of that. I'm gonna come on pretty soon. But I mean, that's pretty amazing work, right? So
that is very cool. So you're in here as that's you right there.
This is me. That's me right there.
This is so cool.
Yeah, that was the best day ever. It was a Saturday, and we had this huge set, and we got to play. Yeah, they put the bumping the head and all that sort of nod to the original New Hope movie,
right? Yeah,
and this I actually got to do the voiceover as well, and figure out how to get that effect done.
Dude, that is so cool. See, like no, I'm sure a lot of people watching have no idea. So this is awesome. I didn't know.
Yeah, I'm a proper nerd, people. I love this sort of thing. But look at that. I mean, I was on set for this. That was a lot of fun. The girl was great too. She's the presenter. She's actually quite famous in the Netherlands. So the presenter was part of this. Was a real good sport putting on that outfit, that Leia outfit, and the wig and everything. We actually had a red carpet premiere. They had rented off a big movie theater, and the kid came, and all his classmates. We're there to see him on the red carpet in a jacket with the girl in a dress, and that was it was awesome. Anyway, again, we're getting off
this
topic
is awesome. There's no top. We're off the cuff here. What year was this?
That's a good question. I wasn't too busy with 6 years ago. So what is that?
Oh, okay.
2017. Yeah, right before I got really busy with the Jazzinc stuff. Yeah. Anakin having flashbacks. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway,
that is so cool.
Yeah.
See, like, and that's what I was trying to say earlier. People don't understand. Like we're all collectors.
Yeah.
Even though you're still a collector at heart. You're still the 501st Vader. I mean, there's the fandom is there. It's in the the DNA.
Oh yeah. Ever since I saw the very first Star Wars in the early '80s, I don't even remember, but I was hooked, and I'm a fan ever since. Yeah.
Are you excited for the Flash movie?
Yeah. I have to be honest. Not much of the DC stuff has hit the mark for me.
Right. Same.
I loved Wonder Woman, the first one. I loved the first version of what was that fun movie with Zach? where the kid turns into, because Shazam, yeah, I love
Shazam.
Shazam. The 2022 Batman I thought was great, but there was a lot of other stuff that I didn't dig in the DC stuff. So I really
cautiously optimistic.
Yeah,
maybe?
I really want to see it. I'm gonna go to the movie theater to see it. I want to see Keaton. I want to see. I mean, for all the fan service alone, it's gonna be awesome.
That's where I'm at. Like, I'm not into. Never mind, just in general about Ezra Miller, but I was never a fan of the portrayal of Flash.
Yeah,
it just didn't quite hit me. But when you tell me that Keaton's back, that's the memorabilis, right? That's bringing you like, okay, I have to go see this. I have to see him again on in the movies.
Yeah. And then you've got I think Ben Affleck. I saw him in the trailer, and there's so yeah, it's gotta be dude. Yeah, you Sith Lord. Yeah. There's this is me. This is all in part of my very long game of all getting you to the dark side, the Jazzinc side.
Right, dude. Real quick though, before we do wrap, just wondering, sorry if this was answered, but any idea when you will have an in-hand proto of the 95 or 80, 89?
So we're still waiting on the final approval of the final changes from the final feedback we got from the group for the 1995. Then that goes into production for the next prototype of the 1995. That would put, I think it would put it somewhere in April. And the 89 Batmobile, the second version that is, will be after that. So I'm thinking May or June for the next pictures and images of the 1989. Of course, in the meantime, I'm going to be sharing any update I can with you. So the final model that's going into the second prototype production for the 1995 is definitely going to go up as soon as I have it, which is going to be early March, so a couple of weeks from now. And then updates to the model for the 89, let's say April. So there's going to be continuous updates in the coming months. But in hand, second prototype models of both is going to be, I'd say, like I say, April, May for the 1995, and then let's say June for the 89 to be safe.
Okay. Well, and one final thing, guys, before we wrap, because this is actually a good question. Where did the name Jazzinc come from?
Yeah, that's a good question. I'm really not too happy with that name. So what that is my gaming moniker as I was a kid. So my first name is Joost, so initial J, and then my last name is Jazzinc, right? So that is, and I just changed the S's to a Z and the K to a C. It's really, I changed my name.
Wow, yeah.
That's all it is. And what I did is I have, because I play a lot of guitar. I had a YouTube channel that was my name, Joost Jazzinc, right? And then I started getting into collecting, and I needed a second YouTube channel for that because I didn't want to mess the guitar channel up.
Right, conflate it with the other. I got you.
So I got my moniker from the old days, not knowing that was going to turn into a company, right? So it started out as me as a collector doing videos on how to customize and all that sort of thing, and just being a collector. And the name was there because I couldn't use Joost anymore because of the guitar channel. And then that kind of caught on, and people came to know me as Jazzinc. But I studied marketing at university, and I've always learned just name it what it is. So I would have, if I had known this would turn into a company, I would have called it the Collectible Collective, right? Because that's what it is. It's a grassroots community, and together we decide what we make, how it looks, what kind of details it gets, and all that sort of thing. So I think the Collectible Collective, which is actually a name I registered, is a much better name. But now everybody knows Jazzinc, and it's only getting bigger and bigger. And I'm afraid to change it now.
It's dude, I felt that way like with mine, right? Because mine has like 6 scale in the title. And not that I don't collect, obviously I do collect 6 scale stuff, but like if I ever, you talk about other stuff, right? I've been talking a lot about Star Trek. I've had, Terry Matalas, the showrunners, he's going to, friend of mine, he's going to come on. We're going to talk about some Star Trek Picard.
Cool.
And, right. Yeah. But then people will come and they'll be like,
Huh?
I guess the name doesn't matter at the end of the day, right? But you always feel that way. You're kind of like, hey, I'm stuck with my name.
Yeah,
as you grow.
It's a link to music, which is weird, and it's a link to music I don't really play that much anyway. So, and nobody gets what I thought was cool when I was 10 to change my name from 𝗕𝗘𝗖𝗢𝗠𝗘 to changing the S's to Z's and the K to a C. I thought it was the coolest kid, but no, it doesn't make any sense. So yeah, I'm stuck with it, but I don't dare change it anymore.
No, I think it's set in stone now. You're just you're gonna roll with it. But it's fine. It's fine. Real quick though, guys, thank you so much, Andrew James, man, my dude. He said, shout out to Anthony. It's been a while, bro. Yeah, man. I hope you're doing well, man. I do appreciate it, man. I hope you're doing well. Yeah, Jazzinc rolls off the tongue nice. So
yeah,
a lot of people enjoy the name, but I get it. Like we're our own critics often. You know, hindsight.
And
if
I saw some of the suggestions. I did think about maybe like the collectible collective powered by Jazzinc or something like that, but I might do that someday. I don't know.
Like a smaller font underneath, right? So it still maybe says Jazzinc, so it's still there, but then you have a. Does that make sense, right? So that you can have it as a whole. It's tough, man. Honestly, it is what it is. The people speak for themselves though in that respect, right? Like the name doesn't matter. People aren't buying it right at the end of the day, or people aren't watching me or other people because of that. But we feel that way sometimes. We're like, oh, we should change this, or but
it's because it doesn't make any sense with what we do. The marketeer in me is like, dude, stupid, but it is what it is, and it is. We are a grassroots organization. It grew naturally. I even fought it the first year. I didn't want another company. Now I'm glad I did, because this is like 90% of what I do now. So it's good. It's all good. It's all good.
Yeah, it is. So, well, guys, dude, thank you so much for coming through, man. It's fun. It's fun to be able to just talk, about what we like. And
it was actually fun to just be a collector for a minute and not have to think about. So thanks for that second half.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed that.
Well, of course, because I try to let people know, like, you are a collector.
Yeah.
What do you think about this? What's this? This Daredevil, this that's because those thoughts go through your mind. Maybe I'm buying this, right? Like you said. So it's nice to be able to talk about stuff like that, for a change. And also, I know you'll be on Brother Cousins tomorrow, so I'm sure we'll be talking about all the nitty gritty and the details. And are you sharing or something or?
No. I was just I was opening myself. Yeah, I was opening the screen for myself to make sure I get the. I want to know where can I get the InArt, because I want to put my money where my mouth is and get the 2022 Batman from InArt now. Just anybody know how to get that?
Well, for me, I buy from Spec Fiction, but that's here in the States. So I don't want to recommend Toys Wonderland because they're not very reputable. 1/6 Kit is really good. I don't know if he has any still in stock.
Okay, 1/6 Kit. I can look at that.
Yeah, because if 1/6 Kit has it, I would go with him.
I see $949. That can't be right.
Yeah, it is. If it's the all-in, right? So the all-in version is the rooted Batman and the rooted Bruce Wayne, and then their Bat Signal. That's the all-in package.
Oh, so you got two figures and a Bat Signal.
Correct. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, that's not too bad.
Yeah, so they have a few different SKUs. So you can get the sculpted version of Batman, or the sculpted Bruce Wayne, or the rooteds, and then like individually, right? So you can get a sculpted Bruce, a rooted Bruce, a sculpted Batman, a sculpted Bruce, or the all-in package, which is they're both rooted, and then it comes with their signal from the movie. And a Bat computer laptop.
What do you think?
Ooh, that's dude. I think all in if you can swing it. Yeah. But I don't know if well, here's the thing. Would you prefer more of a Batman, or would you prefer more of the Bruce Wayne?
I want both.
I mean, well, then I would do the all in. Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely, yeah, because I'm thinking of the options of displaying it. I could put the Bruce Wayne figure outside and the Batman inside my vehicle, and then get that specific bat signal next to it. Yeah, all in one of us, one of us. I agree. What was the shop you mentioned? I don't find anything in Europe, so.
Oh, 1/6 Kit.
Yeah. Okay.
He's very reputable, good guy, been in the game forever. He probably still has it. We can take a look.
InArt. Yeah, I don't have to do the order online. I don't find anything if I Google InArt on 1/6 Kit.
Yeah, I'm trying to see if I can. Well, we can look, and I can look for you as well. We'll
do that offline. But yeah, I'm definitely all in on InArt. You guys rock.
Kit sold out. Okay, well, I'll keep an eye out for you. We'll look around. Otherwise, you know, Todd has it here in the States, but then it's kind of like a piggyback, right? Because it'll be coming here to the States, then it'll be going out to you if he does international shipping. So, but I'll keep an eye out. We'll look around.
Yeah.
And if anybody in the chat knows.
Yeah, good. Yeah, and it doesn't matter. I do the same for Sideshow. I buy my stuff at Sideshow, and then they ship it from a Hot Toy ships it to Sideshow, and then it comes to me in the Netherlands. I mean, Europe kind of sucks that way, so it's fine. If you can send me the link later, I'm going to place the pre-order.
Yeah, I'll let you know. We'll find it. So anyway, guys, thank you guys for watching, enjoying Joost and I just shoot the shit for a little while. And tomorrow, Brother Cousins, be sure to check out Brother Cousins, as I'm sure you guys are going to be talking about a lot of the cool. I'll probably be there too. So we'll talk about some more details stuff. And so
a lot of stuff still to talk about.
A lot of stuff. This is going to be a busy year.
Yeah. Yes, it will be. Yeah. Cool.
So, all right, guys, you have a good rest of your day, and we will see you in the next one. See you later.
Have a great week. Bye.